Hey Richard, this is Garrett with the Lawton Town Crier. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. What can I do for you?
Well, today we just came out of the meeting talking about tax increment financing and a proposal that's going to be coming up to the city council. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know is what a tax increment financing is, a TIF. Can you kind of give us a little definition of what a TIF is and how important it is?
Sure. A TIF is actually allowed by the Local Development Act. That's a state statute that creates our ability to create TIF districts. So, you create this plan, this project plan, which is, okay, these are some things I'd like to do. Like the one we just completed with the downtown project plan. We'd like to revitalize our downtown. We'd like to have more sidewalks, better streets, better neighborhoods, that sort of thing. So there's all these things you want to do. What a tax incentive finance district or tax increment finance district does is it creates a potential revenue source to do those things that you wouldn't have otherwise, because you go to a place that you feel like isn't going to develop unless you do something special, right? So you're generally doing these things in blighted areas or areas that have just been remained vacant for a long time. And then you say, okay, that's not, I wish it would develop and be better, but it's not going to on its own. So you go through this process and create this project plan and this increment district. So let's just say it takes me, I need $15 million worth of infrastructure to make this area developable. I can actually borrow that $15 million off of that increment district, and then whatever we put there, whatever industry or whatever entity or retail that puts there, we'll capture the property tax revenue and the sales tax revenue for up to 25 years till we reach that project budget. So it's a way that we can create a financing mechanism for a public entity to make the improvements necessary to develop an area that wouldn't otherwise develop.
Okay, so how many TIF districts does the city of Lawton have right now?
So right now we have 6 total increment districts. 1 and 2 are in the downtown project plan, and 3 through 6 are in the industrial, the steady project plan.
Okay, and so the 2 that we talked about today will be number 7 and number 8 when they're approved?
Yeah, if they're approved before any others, yeah, they would be 7 and 8.
Okay, I got you.
Whatever, so let's just say though there's another industrial site that happens first, that would be 7, and then would be looking at 8 and 9.
Okay, so one of the discussions today was a proposed use of one of the TIF districts here. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at getting into that area?
Well, it's been like a dream of mine for a long time. I've been working on this downtown project for since 2005, so it's been a lot of my life. But so what we did is in July of this year, we approved a purchase and sale agreement for that 10-acre parcel on the north side of Lawton Town Center for a grocery store and with a gas station. And so it's a great deal for that area. It would re-energize the entire area again. I mean, the Lawton Town Center has done well. It's held its own, but gosh, a grocery store would create so much more additional important traffic. And we show. I mean, if you analyze the city of Lawton retail analysis, you'll see that we leak grocery stores. People will leave town to go to a better grocery store sometimes for one reason or another. And so it is an area that we can capture new sales tax, new tax that in the Lawton and provide an exciting new development in the downtown.
Okay, so let's go back real quick. You talked a minute ago that the Lawton Town Center was one of the TIF districts, and you said it's held its own. How bad did COVID and the financial slowdown in 2018, 2019, 2020 impact the TIF district?
Well, it's even before that. In 2008, there was a slowdown that affected us even then. So, so retail, as you well know, it does kind of go up and down. I mean, when people have money, they spend retail, they buy things. If all of a sudden they're concerned about having money, they don't buy things. Certainly, so any kind of a slowdown in the economy, interest rates go up or whatever, where all of a sudden I'm worried about my job, I stop shopping as much, and it hurts retail, and then they lay people off, and then the economy goes down even further. So it's really, these slowdowns are really heavily impact retail. But so so we had that. So COVID-19 was just, I mean, lots of, you see around town, you see stores that are just never reopened, right? Some things closed and they never were able to reopen because a lot of these retailers, especially the mom and pop shops, I mean, they're just like us. They're paycheck to paycheck, right? And you give me a month where I've got no revenue and I'm done. And so a lot of them failed. So we did close some stores in the Lawton Town Center. Reopened. Some of them have reopened since, but there's still some empty storefronts there. And it just takes a while to recover from these things.
Okay. One other quick question I have for you about TIF districts. That 25 years that we're talking about, is that set by statute or is that set by the plan itself?
It's set by statute, but you have two things. You have the budget and 25 years. So if you reach the budget in 12 years, you're done. If you don't reach the budget in 25 years, you're done. So there's two things that would actually two stopping points for a TIF district.
Going back to what you said a minute ago about a grocery store coming in, we leak groceries. It sounds like since we all have to eat, that is a type of retail establishment that's probably going to do well, given the area. There's not many grocery stores in that area to maybe pay for itself maybe a little sooner.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, and quite frankly, if we earn the budget in 10 years, we're just as happy as if it goes 25. I mean, because that's really what we're trying to do, is earn that amount to make those public improvements. So we earn that budget, then we can do these things in the downtown we hope to do. Sooner is actually better for us. But chances are it'll take much of that time, but there's no way we lose either way.
Okay. Going back to TIF, I guess it's 5 and 6 or 1 and 2 with the downtown area. Because of the impact of COVID, did the state allow any tolling of time for those particular 25 years because of what was going on with the pandemic?
I haven't asked them, but I'm not aware that they did. I don't think they did. It's set by statute. It's actually set in ordinance. And so our ordinance that we adopt when we establish a TIF district has an expiration date. And so I don't believe there is anything like that. Because in theory, you're going to catch up on yourself. And remember, you're really looking at the budget itself. The 25 years is sort of the outside expiration date. But there is a difference. There is a difference between TIF 1 was just our first TIF district, and it's this broad area, and there wasn't a lot of special attention that was done in TIF 1, right? It was just this established area. And then TIF 2 was where we really focused on our efforts to create a development. So, we're sitting in TIF 1 right here. So it's kind of separate. It's kind of different in that regard.
Okay.
And TIF 1 is ad valorem only. We're not capturing sales tax or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Another important thing, though, is that because of the Lawton Town Center being in an enterprise zone, we actually have a grant through the state where they match our property tax revenue. So each quarter, every 6 months, whatever property tax revenue we earn in TIF 2, we actually are to send an application to the state, and they match that amount. And so that's another incredible thing for this plan, and another reason why we're trying to get that restart of that new 25 years.
Awesome. Richard, thank you very much. And one last question before I let you go. I have a podcast called On the Record. Would you like to sit down and be a guest on that show?
I suppose. I don't know.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Never been on a podcast.